Good morning, guys. It is Zach Plochet, and in this video, I am going to talk to you about the value of teaching. So the value, of course, for other people, but mostly the value that you receive from it. So here's what I'll say. At the first point, whenever you're teaching something, teaching is actually another form of learning, because if you can explain how to do something as a process and you understand the process, it makes it a lot easier when you go back the next time, because as you're explaining it to someone or just, to a YouTube video like I did yesterday on my React video, no matter what, like if you have a gap in your knowledge, it will eventually be apparent. Whether it's to you or like the person explaining, or like the person on the other end who has a question. Because like if you don't have an answer, you're like, oh well, okay, I don't have an answer, I need to research that more. Or it also helps you solidify what you do know in case you can achieve some result, even though you may not know everything. So that said, not everyone knows how to do every single skill in life. So for example, I'm an okay cook. I'm not like Gordon Ramsay, but I'm getting better at cooking like every day. I do have a mentor who gives me a lot of sort of, recipes and like ideas to cook with, that sort of thing. But I could teach someone who was where I was at when I didn't know how to cook. Like before my mentor, I wasn't cooking at all really. So, now I know how to cook, steaks, burgers, I've made desserts, and, these sorts of super delicious things, and a lot of breakfast food I've made. So, yeah, I think in general there's, there's a lot of benefit with showing off what you receive, or, what you know, because, the first benefit is that, the second benefit, you're helping other people learn how to do the same thing. So for me, in my mind, I'm always thinking, if I were to teach this to my younger self or, another person, how would I get them from zero to where I am as quickly as possible? And that question has actually probably been the thing that sustained my career the most, outside of a few very, very key clients that have just been working with me consistently for the past years. They've helped a lot. So that's it. Anyways, so what else? In general with teaching, yeah, I mean, that's basically it. So you're helping, you're helping other people be able to do the same things that you can do, which, at the same time, if you are training someone to take a particular job, once that person knows the job, and especially in companies, and I think a lot of companies perhaps don't do a whole lot of training these days, maybe because of costs or something. But you're essentially training someone who can either help you in the long run or replace you. So you do give them value, and there is the sort of psychological thing of reciprocation, which it is another sort of force. If you're someone who just gives a lot and doesn't necessarily think about anything in return, in general, people want to give back if they can, if they're in that position or when they're in that position. So even if you can just enjoy your time with that person that you're explaining things to. For me, teaching is just fun. I'd rather have teach someone a skill or whatever than, I don't know, just hang out at a bar or something, or that sort of thing. So it's I personally love learning new skills. Maybe that's the ADHD in me, maybe I don't know what it could be, but in general, I think if you can help people achieve what they want in some universal karmic way, maybe, I do think there is a thank you, and it does pay well. So trust me, most of the income that I have earned has been from teaching people how to do things with programming, and and it is fun also to build software. So you have to still do the thing. But I would say in general that teaching is another very useful method. Um, yeah. Plus, it's like, beyond YouTube videos, like I do get a lot of thanks for in general my YouTube videos. Like a lot of the comments have been positive, at least on the ones that people actually care to watch. So not all of them get a ton of views, but on the ones that do, typically they are good responses. And yeah, it's nice to see that it does help people. Yeah, and like sometimes it just sparks interesting conversation on the topic. So, if you can get to a point of authority or like be seen it sort of in a position of authority and people like actually listen to you and you can talk about that subject, which, it's better if you do have an expertise. But even if you don't, like, even if your first teachings or videos aren't the best, if you keep doing it, you do get better, and you get better at communicating and speaking because you're trying to take this whole abstract concept that and give it to another person. So you're trying to take that experience that you've personally lived through and had and trying to put it in a way where another person can copy that. And, being as transparent, like trying to be as transparent as possible as to make sure that you're not missing any steps. Like, of course, mini courses can always be like technically better, but if you're having like a clear thinking day, you can make a very perfect tutorial and teach people through that method. And yeah, like I think it's really nice to give like people useful skills. So in general, that is my take on teaching. And I hope if you're watching this and you can okay, let me throw one sort of side tangent. Like, there is also the concept of the blind leading the blind, and sometimes that's just sort of a thing that you'll learn, like, hopefully, or at least a thing that you'll hopefully learn like over time, because some teachers and like for like myself, I'm not even like I wouldn't call myself like a perfect teacher all the time. Sometimes I am very effective, but like I don't know I haven't built a computer from scratch. I haven't like I couldn't tell you how to code in binary or whatever, assembly or whatever. But like as far as like if you can prove that you can build that thing, if you can produce the result, that's when I think you can like technically officially teach something. Or like if you're like me, when I first started out, like I knew people needed help with a certain subject. I did spend like about a month or two just trying to code on my own. But I would say yes to jobs and then quickly learn how to do that thing and then teach it to them. Just because I happen to be pretty good at, I guess, learning things relatively quickly. So, yeah. All that said, that's just my 2 cents on the benefits of teaching. I hope you could take something out of this and maybe be inspired to try teaching yourself, or maybe gain some motivation in knowing that other teachers feel the same way that you do about the benefits. So yeah, that is that. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. I appreciate your viewership. If you like my content, subscribe. Smash that, just obliterate the subscribe button and the like button. And that's it for now. So, thanks for watching. Bye for now. Boop.